Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to be talking about Violent Night. But before I get into it, please subscribe to the channel, ring that bell icon to be notified when I post new videos. Also, hit the thumbs up button if you like this video. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get into it. Recently, I just saw the new movie that came out with my brother, Violent Night, a Christmas thriller. Most people are calling it a horror movie. I would say it's more of a thriller, kind of in between thriller, action, comedy. It's a neutral grab. It's kind of in between all of them. But the funny bit about it is that it made me question why a lot of violent horror movies are coming out during the Christmas season, or at least near the Christmas season. Granted, a lot of people celebrate Christmas differently, but from my perspective, I'm pretty sure Christmas is not supposed to be violent. But I've noticed that a lot of these movies are coming out, all the movies that are coming out this Christmas are very violent, very horrific, and this movie is definitely no exception. It has a lot of violence in it, but it's all for the sake of protecting a child and her family. Granted, almost no one in this family really deserves help, but ultimately, I will say this: it's about the Christmas season, and everyone at some point in their lives needs saving, and that's just how it goes. And they show this kind of broken down on his luck Santa Claus, like most of the Santa Claus movies coming out for quite some time, including the new Tim Allen Santa Claus series that just came out. It's the trope of Santa Claus kind of down on his luck, feeling the lack of belief in the world. And it's funny because of the fact that I believe in Jesus. I celebrate Christmas for the sake of Jesus. Santa Claus movies are just, for me, a symbol of fun, and it's just jolly good times, and that's all it is. It's a childhood character, a caricature really of Saint Nicholas and what he did for the world. But generally speaking, when it comes to this whole storyline, when it comes to Violent Night, I found it funny for the most part. Aside from a lot of the gruesome killing, and kind of the joy the little child takes, and I don't want to give too many spoilers, but for those who have seen this, there may be spoilers ahead, so bear in mind. If you want to continue watching this video, then there may be some spoilers. So in this movie, this child and her family are all stuck in a home because of a bunch of thieves that show up in the night to try to take over, they take over the house during a Christmas celebration. The entire family is very disingenuous. They're very, very much against each other. No one in this family really likes each other. It kind of has a purge feel to the whole situation when the crime boss comes in with a bunch of Christmas names like Krampus and the Grinch and Scrooge, and it seems it's kind of funny. It does have this very whimsical feel to it, ironically or unironically. It's hard to really say at this point, but it's I don't know, it's something about the movie it seemed fun. Ironically, it was lighthearted to a degree. If you look past the violence, the reality of it is this Santa Claus is coming to terms with his lack of faith in humanity, all the selfishness in the world. We see it all the time. And then you have Santa Claus, who sees it from another perspective of seeing even children losing heart and losing their way. And so he's having to cope, and he seems to kind of want to have this Christmas be his final Christmas. But suddenly, he's forced into the situation where he has to protect this family and save them, where he has to fight to get them to safety. And in the end, it eventually leads to a final chapter. I'm not going to go into the full detail. So basically, when it comes to this whole story, the characterization of this Santa Claus is definitely one that many of us have seen before to a degree. It kind of has this Nordic feel to the whole storyline. The characters behind all the characters in this are very, very strange. And then you have a pretty good cast on the list. It's just kind of funny. You have David Harbour as Santa Claus, and you have people like you have screenwriters Pat Casey and Josh Miller. I think I read that right. Yeah, my eyes are kind of foggy over. I guess I'm getting a little sleepy. Anyway, from what I can tell, the whole storyline, it has a very dark feel. when I was watching it, I thought it was funny because of the fact that the way they depict Santa Claus, he's a drunk and he's insane. He definitely is he's completely disconnected from what the world, or never mind. He's actually no, never mind. He's fully connected with how the world is, and he's feeling the entire Christmas season kind of waning on him, or weighing heavy on him, because he feels as though he's failed the children to a degree. At least that's my perspective. He feels as though he's failing them, or that the people of this world are not worth his time or his energy, and then he's forced into the situation that he can only do good. In the end, you'll have to see for yourself. Honestly, the movie, I'm glad that it made it to theaters first. That it was a theater movie, and that it was actually good. Granted, like I said, I'm not a big fan. In other videos, I've said this. I'm not a big fan of violence, and in general, even when I have to fight, I hate it. It hurts to my core. I'm more of a gentle giant. When it comes to this whole situation, it's kind of odd just to see it, and I find it fun but also sad. And the whole situation in the movie, it's a thriller. So if you like that sort of thing, if you like thrillers, then you will like this movie. Honestly, it's very funny when it comes to that. When you take your mind out of that perspective that this is, not real, and I mean, if you realize it's a movie, you'll like it. And honestly, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the writing. I thought the story was funny. And in the end, it pays off well, and it's ridiculous. But ultimately, I would say it kind of is a pretty good Christmas movie. I wouldn't watch it close to the Christmas season. I'd watch it kind of before you get into the full Christmas season, December, like before the middle. I'd say watch it when you can, but I would watch it sooner than later. Generally speaking, though, it's very interesting to see that they're making all these Christmas movies that are R-rated and very dark, kind of morbid. There's something strange that I'm noticing, and I may not be the I may not be the only one noticing it, but it's definitely interesting to see that everyone's going this dark route. I want to see Christmas be hopeful, a time of giving and sharing and loving one another, a time to remember the birth of Christ and what God sent his child to die for our sins. He sent his only son to die for our sins. And maybe not everyone believes in that, and that's their choice. But the fact is, Christmas is a time of giving, a time of caring, a time of spending time with your family. And maybe not everyone has a family, and that's fine. I might be a bit old-fashioned when it comes to these things, and I prefer that. That's just me. Anyway, that's all I'm going to talk about in this video. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet already, and hit the thumbs up button if you liked this video. Also, be sure to share with your friends, and hit the notification, ring the bell below to get notifications when I post new videos. Anyway, let's see you next time. Goodbye.